All right, hi, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Jake, and this is Dalton.
I am Dalton with a microphone that will not stand up today. So,
What podcast is this?
this is Talks and Crocs, man.
Talks and Crocs, ladies and gentlemen. We have been having lots of technical issues trying to figure things out to make this podcast better for y'all. And
It's kicking us in the butt.
yeah, it's not working
Let's
out
just be
too well.
nice about it. It's kicking us in the keister.
Kicking us right there in the keys.
Right in the nads.
What is that voice? I've been trying to figure out that voice. I was doing that at work today. I'm like, hello, guys. How's it going? I can't figure out what it is.
One of the viewers know I don't. Maybe.
Hopefully they know, because I'm lost on what voice I'm doing. I know I've heard it before.
Yeah.
This morning it's just been a little bit frustrating trying to get all this tech stuff to work. So I bought $135 camera for this, but StreamYard just keeps
Hates us.
keeps failing us. And
It
we keep going
hates
blurred after 5 minutes.
And that's all bad settings.
It's like that's setting at 720, not even 1080, which that camera is easily capable of doing 1080p. So I am not sure why StreamYard's like, oh no, we can't keep up. We don't know what's going on.
It's just StreamYard being StreamYard.
Oy vey. So right now, I think we currently got a collective crappy on that aspect.
Yeah, that could be both of our crappies.
I'm
I'm just going to keep adjusting this mic, so get ready for that.
Well, at least I don't hear it. It's not picking it up.
Hey,
that's good.
That's a plus.
That's a plus. And I've got my mic set up, so hopefully I sound a little bit better, and I'm not increasing volume like and decreasing clear back here like I was last time. So, forgot what I was just going to say. We're using my phone right now to try to get video here. So if something happens, I am screen recording up there. So if something happens and I got to add the audio to that recording, you're going to have a little black box right up here.
Yeah.
If I have to use this one. But hey, just ignore that. Don't
be fine.
pretend that doesn't
or
exist.
the red box over there.
Right
there.
here.
Right there.
La, 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 la.
But
all right, guys. So let's just get started normally. How was your week, Dalton?
it was good. It was long. It's super intensive. We got a lot of stuff going on this weekend. Just getting prepared for that. I got to cook like 8 gallons of gravy.
That's a lot of gravy.
Yeah, we're feeding 100 people on Sunday for volunteer appreciation.
I'm supposed to be appreciated.
Yeah, so you better feel appreciated.
Well,
just
better
saying.
be good.
I'm just saying. Good and gallons don't mix, man. Good and gallons don't mix. No, I'm kidding.
Hey, look at that. We just started
Chopping and screwing.
Yeah, on my phone it looks good.
Yeah.
It's StreamYard.
It's StreamYard. They hate us.
So gallons of gravy.
Gallons of gravy and just miles of biscuits, which is fine. But yeah, that's what we're doing. That's my weekend. We have a conference on Saturday. Today I got to get prepared for all that. So I was hoping this would go seamlessly, so then we can have a little bit of rest. But hey, we are dealing with StreamYard. So you guys might see us using a new streaming service soon. You don't know.
Yeah, because I have no idea what's going on there. I think Freddie's, his didn't look as bad as what ours is looking right now. I don't know what's going on.
We might have to do it the old-fashioned way. Just
Just
record and then...
Yeah, record sound to your computer or something. Just add stuff later. Eventually, we are going to have a nice little mixer. And
we will.
That's just how we're going to do things from then on out once we get it. The problem is that's like the one I think we want. It's cheaper than the Podcast Pro or whatever the heck it's called. Roadcaster. But it does more. A lot more. And it records all audio in mono, so we can go through and adjust it for every person's microphone. We can do 6 mics, 2 phone calls. It's nuts what it could do. And it has little buttons so you can do different sounds.
It does. I can have the boop-de-boops and the swashers. But
today, sorry,
you're good. So how's your week, man?
I think I am been giving lessons in patience and keeping my cool. Because Monday I was just not having it.
Yeah.
Not having it all. Like I was kind of like, all right, machines, whatever. I'm used to working on those. Then I went to work on one machine, and this guy just comes over, that shouldn't have been over there. He's basically my counterpart. It's like, what's going on? What's happening here? I'm just like, leave me alone, dude. Leave me alone. So I think I got irrationally angry at him.
Gonna explode.
I got a little irrational there. I shouldn't have gotten angry there. I didn't say anything to him.
That's good.
I just kept quiet.
Ooh, that's the worst.
Yeah, and I know I had a resting bee face going.
What may that look like from you?
I don't know.
Pure concentration, and you can't see his eyeballs.
Yeah, the problem is I got this giant brow bone right here, so like people think I'm angry all the time anyway.
Since you did.
Oh, I don't care. It's like just like I got a giant head.
Hey, we did find that out last podcast. You got a big old melon.
Oh yeah, we were sitting next to each other, and I'm like, dude, my head is huge.
I just have a bunch of hair that hangs down. If my hair wasn't curly and hung down, my forehead is ginormous.
Ginormous.
But my hair's curly, so it hides it.
You know what I'm going to probably end up doing?
What's up?
Is researching the heck out of this and seeing why it has so many issues.
Yeah.
Because we're pulling in almost 500 megs download.
I know, right?
400 upload. We should not be having issues with StreamYard. I don't know. Maybe it is a streaming service. I don't know.
I don't doubt that it isn't. That's why I'm like, you know what? This is also why, like, when we started, I was like, man, we should just do audio for a bit. Because I didn't trust StreamYard right away. But then I was like, no, because if we just do audio, then we'll never get in the video. Because then I'll just be lazy about it. And I was like, no, we got to do it both. And then we started using StreamYard, and I'm like, these mother lovers.
Well, what we might doing if we can't figure this out, if we're able to just record audio on your laptop.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to record the microphone from my camera.
No, I wouldn't want to do that either. Well, and like we can go. This might be this podcast, guys. We're just gonna talk through what we need to do.
We're having problems trying to figure it out.
We might be able to do go to GarageBand through this and record the audio there, and then we can either do video on phone or try to use the video on the camera you got, and
you know what? Do you know how to set up to your GarageBand right now?
I can't. I won't know how to. I don't know how to record video on it yet, though.
Well, why don't I just record video on my phone? We record sound on your GarageBand
yet.
Huh?
I don't have GarageBand. Oh, I gotta get it downloaded.
I thought they were automatically on Mac stuff.
No, not
it's
anymore.
Automatically on my iPad here.
Not on this one. I had to get it downloaded, and I'm not signed in and all that crap yet.
So I think
once I figure out how to use it, let's do it.
I think next podcast, let's do that. We're gonna record like video on the iPhone or whatever because it's got a heck of a camera.
Oh, dude!
I'm gonna even use our expensive camera, but I don't know if we do sound just on the laptop, video on the phone. I can mesh them together. That's no big deal.
Yeah,
that's no big deal at all. I have no problem with that as long as we do our clappies.
The clappies should make it all work. What did she just text me?
Oh, he's getting messaged. So yeah, I think we're getting a lesson in patience here too, and just needing to adapt and overcome and figure out our issues and come up with a solution to it. And I think we're getting there.
Yeah.
Also, if any of you at home, in your car, at work, wherever you are, have a suggestion, please let us know.
Please.
And I'll tell you exactly what's happening right now. We'll record on the laptop. I got us connected directly to Ethernet, straight to the router. And we're getting great speeds. And it'll look perfect on there for about 5 minutes.
500 megs.
Yeah. There should be no reason for the issues we're having. We'll have great video for about, 5 minutes?
At low quality. 5 minutes.
At 720. The camera is able to do 1080p, no problem. So, and then next thing you know, it just blurs out.
Yeah.
No idea why. Just blurs out and starts acting like we have no signal. And we do have the Wi-Fi turned off on the laptop, so it's not even trying to pull Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
So that's out of the equation. So it's not like we're pulling too much bandwidth somehow.
No.
I'll admit I was trying to blame the router for a while. I don't think it's the router anymore. It's got to be the software from StreamYard.
Because I mean, it's not similar numbers. It's about 100 megs more when we go direct, but
yeah. But still, even over Wi-Fi, we were at 300 download.
We could, yeah.
And 400 upload. Now we're 500 upload, 400 download.
Exactly.
So I don't understand that.
There shouldn't be an issue.
I'm just going to take this as lessons that we needed to get for patience.
Patience. Are we both getting tested this week?
Dude, I've been getting tested so much this week. And
I didn't ask for this.
I kind of figured it out yesterday or the day before, and I just laughed.
I didn't ask for this.
I'm like, okay, God, I got you. I know what's going on here.
Yeah.
And I do need to get better at it, I will admit. I'm not going to deny that.
I got pretty good patience. I'm pretty melancholy when it comes to all this stuff. But, man, it's testing me.
Well, it's the fact that we keep having this issue.
Oh, Lord.
And we need to get you a different mic stand.
I just need to. Let's just.
Okay. Well, we will get better progressively as we go on.
This will work eventually.
And we just ask that you bear with us. We were going to have Pastor Frank on here.
We were.
Because I cornered him Wednesday night after I got done with children's church.
Currently in Omaha.
I straight up cornered him in the kitchen of the church.
You did?
Yeah, it was in the kitchen. He went in there he had the stuff for communion with him. And I'm like, hey, Pastor Frank, has Dalton talked to you? He goes, no, he hasn't. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, I got this.
I'm going to get him.
I proceeded to get after him and be like, hey, so we were talking about this. Last podcast, I named Conflicted. I was hoping to get resolution today. Kind of did not happen because he's in a different city picking up our speaker.
Omaha. Yeah, he's in Omaha picking up John Tash for this weekend.
Omaha.
So, yeah, he didn't. And I'm 100% sure. I know that his wife is also our pastor. And
she's awesome.
She's the best person ever. But I'm almost certain that she told me last night. She's like, yeah, Pastor Frank's going to leave early, go pick up John Tash in Omaha. He's going to spend a day in Omaha with Cross.
Why didn't we have her come in? Did she go with him too?
No, but she's with one of the guys that came down from Texas. And so she's spending time with some people.
She's got her posse.
She's got a posse coming, man. I got to feed them too.
They're from Texas. They got the posse up here.
Yeah. They got the gang. What are those called? The old Western gang?
Well, they call them posses.
Call them posse? Okay. I'm sorry.
It's like the group of people come up on horses. Get the posse together. We're going after them.
I grew up around farm kids and doing farm stuff, but I don't know.
See, I grew up on John Wayne movies.
Ugh.
So
yuck.
I know all. What?
Ugh.
John Wayne's the best, man.
He is really good, but man, I'm just.
Did you ever hear about when he kidnapped the KGB guy?
What?
So,
for real? Or?
Yeah, Russia or the Soviet Union back then. I forget who was in charge of it, but caught wind that John Wayne kept bashing them for communism and all that, and they wanted him dead. So the CIA got wind of it. Went and got a hold of John Wayne. Hey, man, you need to be careful.
Yeah.
This is the KGB might be coming after you. And John Wayne's like, I ain't scared. So him and his writer went and kidnapped the 2 KGB guys that were after him. They hired some other actors. John Wayne pretended to beat the heck out of them. Just acted it out. And these KGB guys were so scared they ran back to Russia.
Shut up.
Yeah. True story. Multiple people I have a horrible time with this word.
Collaborated it?
Yeah. But yeah, true story. He kidnapped KGB that were after him.
That's wild.
It was him and his writer for the movies.
I almost don't believe you.
It's true, though.
I'm
telling you.
I trust you. I don't believe you right now.
See, I'm full of random information.
I went to the John Wayne Museum in
Iowa?
No. In Texas.
Oh
gosh, I love it. I want to go there and spend more time there. It's like old town. Used to be the cattle trade of America. They have a rodeo every weekend. What is it? It's like Dallas, Fort Worth.
Oh, okay. Fort Worth, Texas.
And they have my favorite thing in the world. They have this gun simulator. So you get to go in and you get to actually use gas blowback guns and be in high stress situations. And so it's the best training without actually having to shoot a firearm, which is amazing.
Did I ever tell you about my most favorite training I did in the service? There's about 5 semi-trailers hooked up with a Humvee inside. It was basically virtual reality missions with convoys and Humvees. We had our M16s. We had 50 cal machine gun on top. A couple of them had 240 Bravos. And literally, they were running up on you like you got hit, and they were surrounding you, and you're fighting back. It's like they had the screen set up so well that it looked like it was literally right outside the door of the Humvee.
That's
you can see the sky, see all around you. You can see the ground.
That's wild.
It was like the best video game ever.
Yeah. The one place we went had 3 screens. So one to your right, one to your left, and one in front of you. And man, it was immersive because so I was wearing my watch, and at one point, no, I had a Whoop at that point. So like, it was super accurate. Like, it was really cool. But like at one point, like I was getting to like the dangerous like heart rate territory.
Yeah.
And then my wife was with my phone, so my phone like rang, and it was like, "Hey, like sit down for a little bit." But I was having a blast because I'm like, "Man, this is great real life training." And so I've actually been studying. I want to open up a simulator.
I bet that would make lots of money.
Oh, dude. Well, in the cool thing is like you can pack it up and travel, so like you can take it. Like what they used to do is they offered it to churches for free. But their security teams, you come in, get in, like, and I did a church simulation, because obviously, but it was so wild, because, so I was, where I was standing, I was, like, off, did you hear about that famous Texas church shooting, where the guy was, like, standing off to the side? They recreated that one. And so he's off to the side, sitting down in a pew, and the guy comes in from the back, and I was like, oh my gosh. Like, before, I was like, yeah, I have all the time in the world, I'll be fine. I failed it 3 times.
You got to react.
I failed it 3 times because I wanted to defuse it. But it does it, and so you don't know what it's going to do.
Yep.
So the guy doing the simulation, he can say, this is a diffuse only situation, this is a diffuse and shoot situation, this is just purely shoot. And so he would mix it up on you. So I had 3 shots, and so the first one was purely diffuse, and I was so amped up that I shot the guy, and he had nothing on him. He was just mad. And so I would I would have went to jail for life there.
Yep.
And then the next one is defuse and shoot. And so I was so like apprehensive that I just wanted to defuse. And so then nope, he pulled a gun. I was dead.
Yep.
And then the next one is all shoot. I was like, oh my gosh. Like the emotions. Like if I ever have to do this, I don't think I can.
Better have a counselor ready.
Oh yeah.
Because you're going to need counseling. We did a lot of training like that for the service, and then we did actually like live people training, and we'd use simulation rounds, which are like wax bullets. They hurt a lot.
They hurt.
Or we'd use like these very high-tech laser tag systems.
Oh, yeah.
So it was all over your helmet, all over your chest, and every time you fired a blank round in your rifle, it shot a laser out.
Oh, that's so cool.
So that was awesome too. But we did a lot of training like that, and it teaches you how to react, because in the service, you can't just go shooting people.
No.
You have to have a reason, and there's lots of rules. You can't do warning shots. You can't do anything like that. You need to be sure of what's going on. Most of the time, it's like, take them down without firing your weapon.
Yeah.
But we also did a lot of scenarios where you tried to defuse the situation, that you practice hollering out at them and all that stuff, but then something goes down.
Oh, yeah.
So we had a lot of training like that too, especially clearing villages, clearing buildings.
That's wild.
A lot of fun doing the training, but then you realize too, it's like, this is like real life situations. You got to take it seriously. But yeah, so hopefully they approve my application to be on the security team here.
Oh yeah,
I put that in a while ago, and apparently they've been talking about it.
You know what that means?
And they brought that up at the Wednesday night. Brad and Dace were there. They're like, yeah, we're discussing it. I'm like, you just got to tell him that guy's so good looking. We got to have him on there. And Brad goes, that's what I said.
Yeah, honestly, it might be what Brad said. No, I'm kidding. He's awesome.
Yeah, Brad's great.
No, but
we were talking about our weeks, but
yeah, sorry, we got off. But that's one thing I do want to say out loud. Like, if you don't have an emergency response team at your church, get one. Like, if you're at your church and you're like, man, I don't think we have one, talk to your senior pastor.
Well, in today's time, there's so many mental health issues that the government's failed to acknowledge and address.
Yep.
And they want to blame other things. Well, there's mental health problems. And there's people that shouldn't have guns that get them. Or there's just, there's all these priors or something that they need to be flagged. And I would be totally okay if, in order to buy a firearm, you had to get a license. And in order to get that license, you had to undergo yearly evaluations.
Yeah.
Like, is this person mentally stable? and then a requirement of a class.
I think everybody should go through a class.
Yeah,
I think in my opinion, to operate and own a gun, I feel this is my opinion. There's no science behind it, but I feel that you should go and do the CCW class.
Oh,
But then those instructors have to go through a more rigorous course because you should understand how to operate your gun, how to fire it, how to clean it. Because I know a lot of people that have bought guns and all right, cool, now what? And I'm like, wait, what? And they're like, yeah, how do I take this thing down? And I'm like, you didn't take it down before you bought it? You bought a used gun and you never took it apart? Do you know if it operates? Well, the guy said. I'm like, well, the guy said a lot of things, but he sold you something. I was like, if you don't know one thing, I never trust a salesperson. Ever.
It's for me, I love the Second Amendment. Obviously, I am all for it. 100%. The people should be armed in order to defend themselves against
I'm
government
for constitutional
tyranny.
carry. Constitutional carry.
But I think in order to buy a firearm legally, you should have to take a class, get evaluated, and then go for your permit, which then does all your background check stuff. And you have to do that through your sheriff's office, and then they use the federal database. But also the federal database and the state database, you start working together more, and with the local sheriff's offices. 'Cause there's been a lot of shootings that we've talked about this at work a lot.
Yeah.
Because we have a pretty good conservative, liberal, and also just what are the guys that are in the middle?
Independent.
Yeah, a lot of independents. But we all talk.
Oh yeah.
It's great. That's how it should be. We've all came to that conclusion. There needs to be classes. You need to be evaluated, and you need to get your federal background. There should be a federal, state, and a local background check.
Yeah. But then it only does stop legal sales of firearms. Well, it doesn't stop public sale of firearm, which in some states is fully allowed. Like here, you don't need a paper trail. If I were to sell you a gun right now, there's no paper trail needed. That's what
Which that one I don't know how you'd police that, but I think at gun shows tough. And all that there should still be that hey, I got this permit.
Yeah.
And I had to do all these things to get this permit.
You know what? It's been harder for me to buy a gun at a gun show than walking into a gun shop.
Well, see, last gun show I went to, I flashed my CCW permit.
Oh yeah.
Filled out a paperwork real quick, and I walked out with 2 pistols.
Yep. Normally, it has taken me much longer to get a gun at I don't know why. I don't know if the guy's just because I think it has to be paper, which is fine.
Yeah.
But it's it takes me forever.
Yep. See, I know if you go to Shields or Cabela's or something, it takes hours,
decades.
Almost.
That's why I about bought a gun in Lincoln, and then they told me the steps or in Omaha, and then the steps I had to take. They had to keep my gun, take it in to the sheriff, and had to get stamped and all that. I'm like, wait, timeout, what?
Yeah, it's pretty nuts.
I can't buy this and walk out, and they're like, nope. I'm like, well, I guess I'm not buying it.
Yeah, but I do think definitely there needs to be more common sense laws around the Second Amendment, but I don't think the government should be able to stop us promoting, but it's
nope.
I do think you should have to have some kind of permit or license in order to buy it.
And if that's the case, then open up, let us have automatics. I'm sorry, but
it's just a stamp. You just got to pay a little bit more money.
I know, but that's the thing. Just get rid of those things. Get rid of the stamps. That's dumb. I don't need
especially for silencers. That just helps people. It takes away hurting your shoulder, stops hearing loss. And they're not silencers. They don't silence your firearm. They deaden the sound. Yeah, they suppress them. Sorry, suppressor is the correct word.
But no, if we're gonna there's so many avenues I want to take because I want a machine gun, but in the same sense of or a fully automatic gun, but in the same sense. To buy one, it's so expensive.
Yeah, it's so expensive to shoot.
$5 and they're not including shells and rounds that you have to put through it.
Well, my favorite machine gun in the Army was the 240 Bravo, and that shot the 7.62 full metal jacket. So imagine paying just the semi-auto 240 Bravo is $12,000, and then you're paying for those rounds. And gosh,
what's the one that shoots 308? Isn't there one?
That's the 240 Bravo.
Oh my gosh.
7.62 is 308. My favorite machine gun by far. I mean, I shot the 50, the 240,
It's like $20 for 20 rounds. $1 a round.
Mark 19 was fun. That's the machine gun grenade launcher.
Ugh.
That one's really fun.
Let me buy a jet. Just let me buy a jet fighter. That's all I want. That's where I'm at with amendments. If I can own a jet, then we're good.
Like an F-16?
Yes.
Oh, dude.
I want a Raptor.
There's a guy in Africa that got a hold of multiple like crashed MiGs.
Yep.
And put them together. So now he's got his own MiG that he flies around.
Yep.
That's
There's
crazy.
also, it's rumor, but I don't know if it's true. But do you know Q? Do you know who the Q Fix is? Like, or the Q Fix is a gun, like the Honey Badger.
Oh, okay.
The man that made 300 Blackout.
Okay.
Q. I don't know. Is like if there's anything else extra, but there's rumor that on his African ranch he has, it's like. It would take a day to get across this ranch. That's how big it is.
That's crazy.
Huge, like massive. And apparently, that's where like he does a lot of testing. And so apparently, he has some pretty heavy weaponry and like jet, like
Well, it's
F-16.
probably easier to get in Africa.
Oh, dude, that's what I'm like, bro. I bet there's no laws out there for him. Like, it's just a like do whatever you want kind of thing.
Yeah.
You bought this giant. You bought this country. Do whatever you want. Because like apparently is allegedly. I'll use the letter Kenny. Allegedly, it's
allegedly
amazing. Apparently, allegedly.
So this goes back to what we talked about the first episode. We will talk about everything.
Oh
else.
yeah. Hey, we're
not
doing a
just
podcast.
the Bible and all that. We will talk about everything else. It's like we're having a conversation about guns and all this, but we are on the podcast still.
We have done a full turnaround from being mad at StreamYard to. Man, let's buy jets.
Jets.
Can we buy F-16s? How much is an F-16? Alexa.
I looked up a Black Hawk helicopter once, and oh my land!
Can you buy one?
Yeah, you can buy one if you have like $400,000, $500,000.
Well, I mean, a Robin is $500,000, but did you know
No, the Black Hawk was like $900,000. Sorry.
Oh yeah, I want an A10. Rap. That'd be awesome. But yeah,
cool sound to hear.
I don't know why, but I was looking up because I have a friend that flies, but like he was talking about wanting to do a helicopter, and I was like, man, that'd be so much fun. And so I was looking up how much it costs to like have a helicopter. I'll never be rich enough, ever be rich enough.
Well, you can buy like the mini helicopters, but my issue is they all have like a weight limit of 250 pounds.
I don't.
It's like I can't even fly in those things.
No.
Even the single one-person ones, it's like I outweigh them tremendously.
I could pick it up.
Basically. But man, it'd be so cool. Like you have 2 hours of flight time at 100 mile an hour. You know how far you can go?
Oh, dude.
Well, yeah, 200 miles. But still, that's in a straight line.
Oh, yeah, 200 miles.
That's in a straight line. You're not curving around all these roads and taking forever to get somewhere. It's just like, oh, I'm going here to here. Normally it takes me an hour and a half to drive. Boom, I'm there in 20 minutes of flying.
Imagine, I want a hog hunt out of a helicopter.
Oh, that'd be so much fun. I've been told the bacon you get off them wild hogs is awesome.
I heard you can't make bacon, but
see, I don't know.
I don't know.
You got to do it a young one. That is what somebody told me.
Yeah.
You got to shoot if you want like bacon, you got to be a small one.
Yeah, it can't be a big one, which is fine.
Yeah, which is fine. I'm kind of hungry now, dude.
Dude, I'm starving.
What are you doing for lunch?
Saving money. That's what I'm doing for lunch.
That's what I should be doing.
We want a house though, so we're gonna save. We're gonna save like 10 G's, but
that's where I got lucky with the VA benefits.
Oh yeah.
I did not have to have a down payment for our house.
For your VA loan, right?
Yep.
That's
Too
nice.
bad I can't use that to buy rental properties, though.
Oh, for real?
I mean, you can if you do what I told you about with house hacking.
Yeah.
Where you live in one unit, rent the other. Yeah. And then I think that one's still like the same with the FHA loan where you have to live there for only a year. And then you can repeat it, which is pretty cool if you want to get into that. So I'm telling you, man, you need a house hack.
Bro, you try to talk my wife into that. Good luck. She hates neighbors.
Well, yeah, but it's only for a year.
Yeah, but I mean, you tell her.
I'm just trying to help people and set you up for life.
Yeah, and I'm trying to keep my head above water here. Yeah. I don't want to drown because my wife's going to be mad at me.
Yeah, the wife.
They do that things.
I don't like making my wife angry.
No, that's why I am very good at not doing that.
And if I think I make my wife angry and I start bugging her, honey, are you mad at me? You're mad at me? Well, then she does get mad at me. I am not mad at you.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Do you love me still?
I'll do the dishes. Okay. No, that's the funny part is like I try my best not to like make my wife mad, but in the same sentence, like in the same time, same breath. I'm like, but I don't care. Like if you're gonna be mad, that's your emotion.
Yeah.
If you choose to be mad at this thing, all right, well, it's gonna be a rough day for you because you're gonna be mad, and I'm gonna be doing something happy.
Does Chloe shoot guns?
No, she does, just not as often as I think she should.
Because Shawnee, she's got a 9mm and a 40.
Yeah, Chloe has her own 9.
She's got her a 243. She doesn't like shooting my 270, but we can't shoot it now anyways because the barrels wore out.
Yeah,
which is sad. That was the one I used since I was 12.
Chloe has a LC9 that she shoots. She likes it.
We have 2 LC9s.
The slim one.
Yeah.
She loves it. It's pink.
My only issue is
right.
both of ours shot low to the left.
Yes, same.
Is that what
Yep, we had to adjust.
That's why I got the Hellcat, because it should be more accurate, but I need to get a lot more time behind the trigger on that one. My, was it, why'd I just forget what the name of the big one is? XD9? Yeah, my Springfield XD9.
Oh, yeah.
That thing is awesome.
That thing's
I could shoot
beefy.
like 60, 70 yards right in the center just fine. But I'm also holding like 17 or 19 rounds, too.
Trying to get the Canic TP9, the Meta. Oh, it's so nice.
Huh.
It's not. It's a race gun. It's not a carry gun by any means.
Oh, so it's a competition
but
type.
It'd be a great thigh gun. Like if I have it on my thigh.
You just reminded me of one time I was in Kearney at Glenwood Corners, that gas station outside of town.
I had to work there.
I
had to work on those things.
Oh, okay.
Those gas pumps, yeah.
There was this little gal. She had been like 4.5 feet tall.
Oh, I think I know exactly who you're talking about.
But she had the biggest pistol on her hip.
Yep.
Huge. Had been like
Did
a
she work
45. I don't know if she worked there or not. I saw her there multiple times, so maybe she did work there.
I think I know exactly who you're talking about.
Little gal.
Yep.
Giant pistol. It's like,
like she had the Henry 45.
It's like no one's gonna mess with you just because you have this huge thing on your hip. It's like if you miss, you're just gonna knock them out
with the blowback.
Yeah.
Have you seen that shot? There was some famous hunter took a 50 cal and shot a doe, missed high.
Yeah.
Shot over its head, but the
concussion
was like enough to almost take its head off its shoulders. I'm like,
yeah,
okay, you don't need that. Like, you don't need to hunt with that.
You don't need a deer hunt with that. That's not really ethical anyway.
No.
Because imagine if you didn't get near the head and just like near the body and wounded the heck out of it, then there's a lot of like pain there.
Oh yeah.
You never want to cause. You never want your animal to be in pain that you're hunting.
No.
Ethical shots, people. Ethical. If you're not doing ethical shots and being a good hunter, responsible hunter, stop hunting, or get with somebody that is a good hunter and learn from them.
Please, thank you. Sorry.
He's looking at his watch. So I don't know if we want to get back on track here.
We probably should.
Let's see here. I'm going to pull up my show notes. Let's see here. I've got it.
Happy crappy. What's your happy of the week?
Happy crappy. Well, our crappy for today is obviously
both of our crappy.
Yeah, that one's obviously StreamYard. But it seems like all my crappies revolve around work lately. I love what I do. I love where I work. It's just some instances with work are just highly annoying. And it's always a machine or two for the most part.
Yeah.
Like, well, what I can think of right now is this dumper, so it lifts the barrels up and dumps stuff into a washer. We need to put a bigger motor on it, but we can't get one right now. And when it runs a certain part with this barrel, it's too heavy and will pull almost 3 times the amount of amps that this motor's rated for. So
you lost me. The flux capacitor on this thing? Yeah.
The flux capacitor with a warp core overheats, but
I was so
basically it faults out up in the air.
Oh, okay.
So we can't dump our parts into the washer.
Huh.
to clean the parts out. So then I have to go in there, reset it all, then it runs just fine for a while. So it's just been an annoying thing. I haven't really had that bad of a week besides realizing that I need to learn patience. So I wasn't happy with myself, and it's like, okay, God, I got you. I get what you're trying to teach me right now, and I need to get better at it. It's probably been one of the worst things oh man, about knocked that over. Been one of probably my worst faults is patience. When I'm fishing, I got all the patience in the world.
Bro, when I'm hunting, all the patience in the world. I could be getting attacked by a cougar. I'm like, cool. All right.
Kitty.
It's a kitty cat. Let me pet you.
So, I don't know. Like, I needed patience last night, too, waiting to get those fridges to move them. Because, like, my mind's like, let's just get this done. Let's stop sitting around. But, no, I needed patience there.
Yep.
I was getting lots of lessons in patience this week.
I did, too. I, unfortunately, ripped the desk. So, like, Pastor Frank had an L-shaped desk in his office that he didn't want anymore. And I thought they took everything off. And so when I walked in there, this desk wouldn't come apart. So I went He-Man on it because I got upset. And I just go, rip. And there was 4 screws underneath it holding it together. Not anymore. But there was.
Oh, man.
And so I was like, well, I'm already halfway here. So I ripped it off its hinges and I walked it in there. And they're like, so Freddie had a screwdriver waiting to take it off. And like everybody else just like staring at me like, you okay, bud? And I'm like, well, no, but let's not talk about me.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No.
I'm just, the whole scene is playing in my head right now.
Well, because
desk.
I was mad, I think, but I wasn't mad at anybody. I think I was just mad at the desk because it wouldn't move. I'm like, when I say move, you're going to move. And just rip. And I was like, oh, oops.
Like, I can relate to that last night when we were moving one of the fridges. It was like the pull-out chest freezer, right? Those things are always a pain to get the doors off. Oh, hey, apparently somebody sent me a Snapchat. So you guys are going to see that in the video, too. That was my sister, I think. It said Jess.
Nice.
Sorry, y'all. It's just screen recording. But hopefully no one sends me anything bad. Don't you do it, Dalton.
I won't. I want to, though.
But the chest freezers, those are like the pull-out chest ones, bottom drawer ones. Those are always a pain in the butt to get the door off.
Yes.
Well, father-in-law pulled like 5 screws out on one side. I pulled them out on the other. And this thing just wasn't coming off. It's like there's nothing else holding it on. I was like sitting there grabbing and pulling. I'm like, I could easily rip this apart. But I'm not going to. Not going to. I realized I need to learn patience.
So many situations like that where like I grab something, I'm like, oh, I can rip this off its hinges.
Uh-huh.
And then I'm like, I'll get a screwdriver.
It's like I could Hulk out on this right now. Well, now Shawnee sent me a message, so that's going to be on there.
That's all right.
It's not even on my watch yet. Oh, hopefully it was nothing bad.
You maybe want to check your messages.
Well, it should be showing up on my watch, but it's not. I don't know why.
My mom. Why is everybody texting? My mom just sent me a text.
Hi, Mama. But it's like, yeah, I could easily Hulk out, rip this off. But you know what? The sun's getting real low.
Yeah. So Chris Granley used to do that to me all the time when I get like angry and like have to like wait. When that big tornado came through for a little bit.
Yeah.
And it just threw tree branches everywhere. Like I was just angry. I was mad because I was up all night and then helped move brush. I had some bad throws. And he just came up to me. He's like, all right, sun's getting low, big fella. Come here.
That's awesome. I miss his sermons, not going to lie.
He's good. He's a good pastor.
He was one of the few men that could make me cry just by listening to him.
He's a good pastor.
I don't know what I did to this freaking iPad.
You just broke it.
Well, I put 2 screens together, and I don't know how to work it. You know, all these tech things that you young kids play. Well, it's like it's got the text thing.
How'd you even do that?
And it's got a
your text
spreadsheet on there too. So I don't know what's going on. I don't know how that happened.
You see?
Yeah, you play with it, see what happens. There shouldn't be any dirty text on there between my wife and I.
No, I'm not. Thank the Lord.
At least I hope not. No, there shouldn't be. We really don't do that stuff over text message. But is he ever going to come back just to visit?
Chris? Yeah,
Yeah.
he should. So I'm trying to get him here for my conference.
Ooh.
I just want him here. But
He's
then
gonna make people cry with that one.
well, I don't even want him to preach. I just want him to be here. And then we got some hitters for that conference.
Yeah.
We got some hitters. I still need to reach out to Dude and Carney. What was his name?
Gerald.
I still need to reach out to Gerald. But we got some hitters coming. And so these kids better be ready. But he'll come down. He might come down for that. VBS is a possibility still, but for sure in October he'll come back. So he has a big board meeting out in Cozad, and so I'm trying to get him to just stay with me, so we can hang out.
Why don't you stay with
bro?
me?
So like that's the funny part is like normally I'm a hermit when I get home.
Yeah.
Like I like to be away. Like I'm very social when I'm outside of the home. Like I'm extremely social. I try to make sure I interact with everyone that I can. But once I get home, man, I recluse. And I am shut off. Like if someone knocks on my door, like they're gonna get met with a Glock because I'm like, you bet no one's coming. Like I don't know what you're thinking. And normally it's just like, hey, can I borrow some sugar? I'm like, yeah. You scared me. But like when I get home, like I just want to be alone. And like so, God's been testing me a lot in that lately. A lot in that. And like it's not like refilling because most of my recharges happen in groups.
Yeah.
But I'm saying that like when I'm home and I like want to be alone, like shut off, it's just me being lazy. Like I want to like just shut out. And it's like, no, like I still have a wife. Like I still have to like, she has needs. Like I can't just shut down. And so that's what I've been getting tested in this week. How did we even get here?
Oh, well, I was talking about how I was being tested on patience.
Oh, yeah.
So you know how last week you were slowly kept sinking into the couch?
Yeah.
I was sitting up a lot more when we first started this. I'm just like slowly getting in this corner, just snuggling away.
I love and hate these couches because they don't breathe. I love cloth couches. I hate pleather.
Yeah.
And so, like my couch in my office, I was sitting there and I was reading a book. Not a fan. Read it.
No, he's a fan of the book.
I'm a fan of the book,
book's not
but it's called Not a Fan. Read it. Read it. Just read it. Trust me. Read it. But I was sitting there and like just gradually, so the cushion underneath was coming off, so it fell off of Velcro, and so like it was just slowly sliding forward, and ever so slightly. So like Holly came in to say, like, asked me a question at like 1, and then she went back to her office and said like at 2:30 she came back, and like I was slid all the way forward and like hermited into the couch, and she's like, "What happened to you?" I'm like, "Oh, I didn't even realize." And I scoot back up. I'm like, "What the heck?" And so my watcher said time to stand up, and I'm not going to.
It's a Friday watch. Chill out.
Yeah.
As long as it doesn't tell you like that therapy's easy, and
it does.
Mine tells me that all the time. It's like I don't know why, but it does.
It tells me, and it's hilarious because most of the times it happens is when I'm like,
"Sorry, guys, excuse me, bless me, woof,
bless me, bless you."
You nominate something. Sorry. Not sorry. Sorry, not sorry.
I'll get to that next. But I don't even know what I was talking about. So back to what you bless you, bless me. And so I watched The Tax Collector this week with Shia LaBeouf as a like cholo.
Oh man.
Bro. It's pretty good. Awful like acting. But such a good plot.
Really?
Like, if done well, that would have been great. Like, you knew what was going on. Like, you knew what was going to happen. And so it's like, dang, you guys suck. But, like, acting-wise, like, I love Shia LaBeouf. He's such a good actor. Such a good actor. Like, Peanut Butter Falcon, bro, I'll watch that and cry every time.
Never even heard of it.
You need to watch. Do you have Amazon Prime?
Yes.
Let me see if it's on there. Because if it is, you're watching it.
You know how often I cry now? I need to cry more, apparently?
Yeah.
Like, dude, I'll put on Touched by an Angel every night. I'm telling you, you need to see if you need to see if you're able to get that. I know it's on Paramount. That's where we're watching it. Every episode does not fail. I'm like,
oh, which one?
Touched by an Angel.
Oh, okay.
It's an old show, but it went on for a really long time. And then they did one where it was like kind of a movie with this little boy who, had some kind of terminal illness.
Yeah.
And his mom was a songwriter, and she like God put it on her in this show. God put it on her to write another psalm. So she wasn't wanting to finish it because he knew that he was gonna be like okay to die when she finished it. And the angels like kind of talk to her, talk to the kid. There's a lot that goes on, but eventually she does finish it, and she gets like the whole choir from church and school to show up, and he's on the porch, and they're singing this song, and it's "I Will Testify the Love" is what the song is.
Yeah.
If you listen to it, and you're gonna get emotional, like especially if you pull up the video with it from YouTube. I know I did, but they're singing it, and there's a guy on there. His name's Andrew, the character Andrew. He's one of the angels of death, so he helps take people to heaven when they die. So he tells the kid, are you ready? And the kid's like, yeah, I am. And they've picked his flag up. My voice is changing there. Put the flag up that the kid made. The mom's singing down there, and then he passes away. And yeah,
that's
my
sad.
eyes starting to water.
That's sad.
It's really good though, and it's really moving.
That's sad. Jeez.
But I recommend that show to anybody. Touched by an Angel. You know how weird it is? We go talking from guns, mad at StreamYard, and now Touched by an Angel. Warned you guys, this is an ADHD podcast as well.
Do you have Paramount Plus?
Yes, that's what I watch Touched by an Angel on.
Peanut Butter Falcon, baby.
All right, Peanut Butter Falcon.
The Peanut Butter Falcon.
Do I need to watch that by myself? Since I got Ronan all the time with me?
Trying to think. There's some cussing.
Okay.
But, I mean, it's a really good touching. Like, I think kids could watch it and...
I could still hear you.
I thought my phone was going off.
Oh.
But I think kids can watch it and still get a good message. But it is a little risky sometimes. I'd say watch it by yourself first and then be like, okay, bro, we got to watch a movie together.
We need to get you a different mic stand, I'm telling you. It hates you.
And the funny thing is I use this every Wednesday. I use this every Wednesday. Yeah. Because once it's up there, does it move?
Yeah, no issues up there.
Does it move? But the second I move it past its breaking point, it's an Amazon special, so.
Hey, these are all Amazon specials that I'm using besides the phone.
Actually, that stand over there is probably the best one. And I just don't use it.
The one that has a cup holder?
Yeah.
That
Who
is
just
awesome.
whipped up?
What? Someone just pulled up to the church?
Yeah, whipped up in here. I think they're probably... So, like, half the time people pull in, they're just trying to, like, check their phone or something.
Or like the time the two cops were chilling there?
Yeah.
And I was waiting for Dalton to show up, and I'm
donut?
eating donuts outside. I'm just looking over at the cops, and they keep staring at me. These are my donuts.
You want one?
But I love police officers. I got no problem with them. I just thought it was hilarious. I was eating donuts, and these two troopers kept looking over at me. And it's like they were longingly looking at me. It's like, I'm sorry, man, these are my donuts.
You got to buy your own. You make money.
Hypoglycemia. I need the sugar.
You make
money. So,
Yeah.
my crappy was machinery, obviously.
That's how far we got off? I totally forgot.
Oh, yeah, we went way off track there.
Yeah.
My happy for the week. I kind of realized that I don't know, my emotions are coming out a lot more, and I'm happy about that. But it's like, Sean and I keep trying to have another child, and it's not happening, but it's like it's starting to kind of manifest more outwardly for me, and I'm not holding it back anymore. I'm not hiding it in a bottle in a box, putting it in a dark cave and tucking it away.
Put it away.
Yeah, it's coming out more, and I think hopefully now Shawnee won't be feeling alone with it. So I think it's weird to say that's kind of my happy, but I was never emotional at all growing up. Shut everything away, bottled it all up.
Yeah.
Hid it from everybody, and now I'm finally coming to a point where I'm not doing that as much anymore. Like, I'll control it, but I'm not hiding it, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And I'm happy that I'm getting to that point where I'm not overly emotional, but my emotions are starting to come out more.
You feel comfortable to feel emotion.
Yeah. Where before, it's if I felt emotion, I hated it. Or I'd get extremely depressed.
I understand that, yeah. It's either... It's the pendulum. It's either very, very emotional or not emotional at all.
Exactly.
I'm that way. But, like, it's hilarious because, like, getting my pendulum to swing is not hard. It is not hard at all. Like, that was hilarious. I was just thinking about this. We were in practice, worship practice, and we were getting ready to sing a song, and I just start crying. I'm like, okay,
yeah.
Wow. Like, thank you for this first off, but, like, why? And, like, had no reason. She needed to get a good cry out. I was like, all right, cool. Game on.
Yeah.
No, I had no reason to cry. I don't even remember the song. I think it's Forever. Forever He is glorified. Forever He.
Sometimes it's just the Holy Spirit hitting you, man.
It is.
That sounds so cliche to be heard, but it's true.
It really
I'm sorry,
is.
the Holy Spirit does just hit you. Like, I was singing random songs. I probably went through 80 songs in an hour at work today.
I believe that.
But it was, gosh, what is the song? It's a country song. It's an older one. I remember it from like high school, middle school.
I'm gonna love you forever.
Well, it's
that was last week's song.
I love you this big.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And it gets to a part where he's in a church and he sees Jesus up on the cross.
Yeah.
And he just falls down to his knees or whatever. He just realizes and it hits him. It's like, yeah, that happens.
Yeah.
And my voice was starting to break again. And my eyes are starting to water again.
Bro, just cry already. I had to rip a piece of this couch off. Whoops. But yeah.
So what was your happy?
My happy for the week, man. We're gonna have a good conference this weekend. I don't get many times to play with my youth worship band because I'm normally getting ready for a sermon, so they're normally up there playing by themselves. But yeah, I get to play with the worship band again, my youth worship band. So I'm so pumped because, man, like when we're on, when we're on together, I'll do this. When we're on together, dude, like I get just waves of emotion because, like, I've seen these kids. Oh, like every single one of these kids I've had and nor have like been able to speak in their life. Minimum of 5 years.
Yeah.
Minimum of 5 years. And so, like, I have such a compassion and, like, level of grace for these kids that, like, man, they could come in and be like, hey, we murdered somebody. Like, we need to talk. And I'd be like, yeah, cool.
Yeah.
And, like, I would hold off for a bit. Like, before I had to, like, obviously as a pastor, like, I'm going to turn them in if they murder somebody. But, like, I would want to talk with them first.
Yeah.
And so, like, they have such an unfiltered access to me that, like, when we're able to worship together and, like, lead worship together, because it's one thing to worship together outside of leading, but when you add that aspect of leading others into worship, like I tell my team every time we play, I'm like, listen, as a team, we're just glorified door holders with instruments in our hands. But once we get to that spot, like our goal as worship pastors at that moment is to hold the door open.
Yeah.
And for everybody else that we're leading to choose if they want to walk through or not. So, like, a lot of them, when they first started, were, like, upset that people wouldn't get in or people wouldn't get engaged. I'm like, listen, it doesn't matter if they do or don't. It's their choice to walk. I was like, we can't force them. We can't ask them to. But what we can do is hold that door wide open and make sure any and everybody can walk through.
Well, sometimes that worship is not meant for everybody. It
No.
just hits one person. As long as it hits one person, that's all that matters.
Yep. I just hope it never leads to... He's fine now. But Dan, man, scared me.
Yeah.
That scared me. I was all by myself. He just wasn't feeling good. Fell out in the middle of service. But he's great. He's good now. We've talked to the family. He just got another notification.
Did I?
Yeah,
Looks like
it says.
It's a calendar notification. I can't read what it says, but hey, you guys are seeing my calendar. I might just I can actually edit that down on my phone before I send it to myself, so I can crop it. That's the word I'm looking for. I can crop that.
Crap
out.
it. Crap it.
Crappies. You gonna go fishing now?
I'm in.
We're definitely fishing, and you need to take me golfing this year.
This summer. I'm getting a new putter on Monday. It's coming in. I said I was saving money, but I spent $12 on it.
Is that just going to stamp
Amazon
on
gift cards?
You
might need to go.
I'm going to adjust that. You keep talking over there.
Yeah.
Worship.
But yeah, I'm getting a new putter in, so that's exciting, guys. That's so much fun. Amazon, thank you. Amazon fulfillment, whatever that looks like. Thank you for getting it to me in a timely manner by Monday. Amazon Prime.
Well, that's nice.
Prime discount. Let's go.
Dude, I've got Prime, but they're still taking a week to ship.
Oh, yeah.
What happened?
COVID.
It's annoying. Well, it used to be like, you got Prime, you're getting it next day air without being charged. Now it's like, yo, you're waiting a week.
Yep.
Minimum.
Yep. The vid, bro.
I miss being catered to that way.
Yeah. Dude, there's a sermon there. There's a sermon there.
Is that going to be another lesson in patience?
That's a sermon, man. I've spoke upon it, but we in life with the Bible, we remember when you had to toggle the Prime switch on.
Yeah.
When you had to turn this Prime, you're like, I always want Prime. Now it's just always there.
Yep.
But before you actually, kids, if you're watching, before you had to click the Prime switch and turn it on.
Back in our day.
But that's just now. People will come in well, I prayed once about this thing. It should just be instantaneous. God gives it to me, right? I'm like, well, he's not a vending machine.
No.
He's not one day air Prime. He does it on his time.
And I feel like for me anyway, it's been a lot of answered questions or prayers have been, here's this lesson, be prepared.
Yep.
And it's your choice whether to learn from it or not.
Yep.
Or it's your choice to go through this or not. He can't force it, but he's going to present it to us.
Pretty good at that.
I wrote down a couple questions at work today. I'd be walking. I was, going to ask that question.
Go ahead.
I was real excited because Frank was going to be here, and we're going to get 3 people answer questions. But no, Frank, I'm going to give you cred tomorrow when I see you.
Are you coming tomorrow?
To the conference? Yeah, I'll be there.
Come on.
I'll be in the audience.
Come on.
I wonder if I should yell hallelujah and then tell Larry, hey, I yelled hallelujah.
I've already have 3 times.
Well, the past 2 services, I was at baptism for one. The other one, we ended up filling in the children's ministry. And then you weirded me out when I was in the middle of all the kids. And
that's
the
hilarious.
Deep voice, and all of a sudden I hear a really deep voice behind me. It's like, that is not a child, and there are only really other women in here that are adults. So what is going on? And I saw him sitting in the back row.
There's another man-child that entered the chat.
But so my first question, I think we can both answer these since I don't know if you got your questions written down.
I don't.
What song gets you emotional every time you hear it? Going to Dr. Google on this one?
No, I'm going to Dr. YouTube on this one.
Ooh.
Professor YouTube.
Yeah, I like that better. Professor YouTube and Dr. Google.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Intermission.
It
could be any song, by the way. It doesn't have to be Christian song, any song.
Oh, well, it's obviously going to be Christian for me.
Okay.
Because I love how... Oh, there it is. No ads. We're not about ads here.
No, I hate ads. But I want ads on my other YouTube channel.
But that's How He Loves Us, or How He Loves, and it's with it's Life Center. Oh, okay, it's not. I thought it was. This is Life Center Worship featuring Gable Price. How He Loves Us / Homecoming. It is familiar. My jam, bro. If I'm you know what, I need to cry right now, I'll pull that up, and I'm bawling in seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I love how the next one under that video was Post Malone with a cigarette in his mouth. So we'll see what that is later.
That's a little different. Gotta love the algorithm sometimes.
Love it.
I'm looking up a Christian song that makes me cry. Oh, there's Post Malone. Like,
maybe he went Christian.
Next you know, Rob Zombie's gonna pop up.
What if he went Christian? That'd be hilarious.
I know the Undertaker did.
Yeah. Jim Carrey.
Yeah, Jim Carrey. I posted that to our Instagram.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. By the way,
yeah, that was
get
hilarious.
on our Instagram.
That was hilarious. You posted that. I saw it once, and then it showed up again. I was like, man, I must have never left the video. And I was like, oh wait, this is my Instagram too. I was like, wait a minute. And it swapped me over because I must click something, but it swapped me over to our Talks and Crocs one. And so I was acting as us, and I was like, what's going on here? And so that was fun.
So, my answer to that question, what song makes you cry every time you hear it? It before, it kind of made me all sad. And then now, when I became a dad, it had a whole new meaning. It's That's My Job.
Oh, yeah. That's a good one.
A country song.
That's a good one.
You know, I'm trying to think of that part. My brain went blank and went to a totally different song.
Did it go to Booty, 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 Rockin' Down the Where?
That actually used to be one of my favorite songs in high school.
Same.
I don't know where Google is on this darn thing.
I found you,
Miss New Booty.
Get it together. Bring it back to me.
A dance club.
We're Christian, but we knew. We know some things.
We have fleshly past.
We know some things.
What was the song I just said?
Huh?
What was the song I just said?
Oh no.
Oh no.
It's my job.
That's my job. I'm looking up the lyrics so I can tell you.
Good.
Lyrics. That's.
If we're talking about country though.
Yeah.
Whiskey Lullaby.
You know, that's Shawnee and my duet that we do for karaoke.
Really?
Yep.
Oh, bro, it makes me.
That one and Kid Rock.
Picture.
Yes, sir.
That's everybody's, bro. That's my fave, though. Ooh, I might be able to catch the baseball game on Saturday, too. Huskers now play at 4:05.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
It got to the part in the lyrics that says, but I say, Daddy, I'm so afraid. How will I go on with you gone this way?
Oof.
How can I come up with a song to say I love you? Oh, my God.
Yeah. Go ahead and try not to cry.
You can't. Especially you become a dad or you have a good relationship with your father or stepdad or what have you. It's just, it hits different.
I heard it. I want to send you that sermon. It's about the prodigal son. It's amazing. But Tim Summers from Elevation Youth. I'm a youth pastor, okay? So I watch other youth pastors. But he does a sermon called This Hits Different. Or That Hit Different. And so he's talking about prodigal son. It's so good. I'm going to send it to you right now.
All right. Sounds great. But no, that started playing yesterday at work.
Uh-oh.
The guys in the welding booth will just jam out to music, and I'm right outside the welding booth. And that came on, and I'm just there listening to it. And I'm like, "Are you trying to make us cry today?" it was getting bad. But then, yes, that's a song that makes me emotional every time I hear it now.
You're about to get something on Jake's phone, guys.
Gonna get another notification. As long as it's not a calendar notification, it goes away. I'm watching my phone now. Seeing if it actually...
There it is.
There it is. Text message.
See if my name's spelled funny in your phone.
I think it just says Dalton Church.
Hey, that's half of... So I'm used to be really bad at this, but I stopped because it really bit me in the butt one day. But I'll share the experience. But I used to put... If I couldn't think of their name and I felt awful... I don't anymore. If I forget somebody's name, I'm just very honest about it. Because before, I thought it was this big thing. And so, I tried my best to remember everyone's name that I met. But you can't. No. You just can't do that. And so, I don't remember who exactly it was. But there was somebody in church, they were talking to me, and they're like, hey, take my number down, let's chat about this, And I was like, yeah, no, not a problem. And I was too scared to ask what their name was again. And so I put him in as blue shirt guy. And then I had another instance. So then I was like, oh, dang. Okay, cool.
Was it Ryan Reynolds?
No,
Sorry.
I wish it was.
You know what I'm referring to,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Free guy.
Yeah.
But then there was another incident where I was at a different church and someone was talking to me. And I again, got scared and didn't want to put their name in. And so I was like, well, he's wearing a blue shirt guy. So I had 2 blue shirt guys in my phone. And so I was like, well, the only way I can remember them is they had blue shirts on. So like when I needed to call them or do something with them, I was like, oh, just text blue shirt guy. It bit me in the butt when I was talking to someone from Kearney about something happened in GI. And I was like, hey, do you mind help me pick this up? And he's like, yeah, not a problem. I'm like, cool, well, it's in Grand Island. He's like, yeah, that's not an issue at all. And it's like, something happened and I wasn't able to make it. But the kid drove all the way from Kearney to Grand Island to pick something up for me to then bring to my house that I wasn't even at because I had to go do something. But I just thought he was in town, so I'm like, oh, I'm just canceling on a guy that's in town. No, I canceled on a guy that had to drive 45 minutes.
Oh, man.
And then 45 minutes back home. And so I was like, ugh. So that's what bit me in the butt. And so I
guarantee you felt horrible about that.
Oh, dude, I paid for his gas right away. I was like, hey, listen, here's $60. I'm so sorry. But he was great about it.
Yeah. Well, it just tells you what kind of person he is that he was willing to drive that far just to
I met
help
him in
you
church.
out.
I met him in church, so he should have been
not
that good.
All people in church are good. So
well, he should have been that good.
Next question.
God.
When at a restaurant and you get your drink, so it's like one of those machines where you press Coke and you have all these different flavors or something like that.
Yeah, yeah.
Let me get back up on my mic here.
Your mic just got way better for some reason.
Yeah, I got a lot closer right in the middle. I told you I got to be like right into this thing to talk. Do you, A, just go straight for the original flavor, or do you start mixing up? Like, as an example, I do the ginger lime. I'll do a little bit in the bottom of my glass, and I'll fill the rest with Diet Coke.
You crazy. You psychotic person.
Hey, I love that flavor.
I don't mix what the Lord perfected.
Hey, he added seasonings for a reason.
He did. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. But no, I'm like a good Christian. I just drink Dr. Pepper. So I don't need any of all those other flavors. I have 23. I have 23 flavors to choose from. I'm fine.
I cannot stand Dr. Pepper. I'm sorry. It is way too sweet for me.
I love Dr. Pepper.
Way too sweet.
I have, every time I go to, my wife loves going to Magnolia. Texas, Waco. So the silos and all that, like the Magnolia Farm thing. It's Chip and Joanna Gaines stuff.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know Chip and Joanna Gaines.
You'll be fine. It's amazing. But you can literally see everything they have within 30 minutes. So I get bored very fast. Chip, if you're hearing me, just build something for us dudes, please.
Could you imagine getting him on here? Because he's so ADHD, too.
It'd be nuts. But if you hear me, Chip, build something for us guys, please. Like an arcade, I don't know, bowling alley, something. Like, I love that my wife can have so much fun there. And, like, I do. Like, they have great things. Like, I see a lot of things. I'm like, wow, that's super awesome. But, like, give us something to do when my wife's shopping, please. And so I normally skip out and I go to the Dr. Pepper Museum right up the road.
Huh.
Past the high school, you got to go past the football field. It's on the other side of the football field. And I have been there and I have seen every single inch of every single exhibit there at least 3 times. But every single time I go, I make sure I hit every single exhibit, every single inch of every single exhibit because I love it so much.
See, even though I'm not a big fan of Dr. Pepper, I'd still go to the museum.
Yeah.
I love museums. Just seeing the history of things, how things came to be. I love that.
Oh, yeah. And, like, they have this huge well that, like, you can see down in. I'm like, man, open that thing back up. I want to drink that. I want to drink the original Dr. Pepper water.
Sorry, that was weird. Like my face twitched with that yawn.
There's Dr. Pepper water that I've not been able to drink yet, and one day I will.
Huh? Dr. Pepper water.
It's not an actual thing. It's just the well that they have in there. Want to drink from it?
That'd be interesting.
This is where our podcast has come to.
So. You know, I've been listening to Tim Ross and all that, all because of you now.
You're welcome.
There's something I heard, an acronym.
You're
he brought
welcome.
up HBO.
Yeah.
I've never heard it before. Hear God, believe God and obey God.
Mm-hmm.
And then he says, these are the secrets to success. And I was just like driving in my car, I was like, oh, like, holy cow, that's speaking volumes, man.
So simple, yet so crazy. Sorry, my watch was trying to play.
And then I was listening to while I was cooking the other night. I had a Mike Todd sermon on. I need to send this one to you, but it's long.
Which one?
He's at a youth conference in Texas.
Yeah.
And he brings up how the Holy Spirit is our advocate.
Mm-hmm.
How Jesus had to leave physically so our advocate could come.
Mm-hmm.
And like I started like tearing up multiple times through this whole thing, but he made so much sense. And he's talking about, he's got a weight bench there. He's benching and he puts on this last weight. He's like, when you can't feel like you can't take it anymore, you start praying, and then boom, the Holy Spirit's coming out to help you, give you the strength. And this guy came running, obviously, to help him pick up this weight. Yeah. And he just started going, just like kind of demonstrate what you could do if you have the Holy Spirit on your side as your advocate. I was like, wow, that's pretty amazing.
He's kind of cool.
Mike Todd and Tim Ross, those are different breeds, man.
Do you know that they're like really best friends?
Well, yeah, because he had them on an early podcast.
Yeah, on an original podcast.
Yeah, on the basement.
Yep. So Mike Todd, Tim Ross is Mike Todd's mentor. I'm like, dude, that's your mentor? You got some good things going on.
It's a heck of a mentor to have.
Yeah.
Well, like they were talking on the basement, he's all like, he just told me to come to the house.
Yep.
So I'm like, I did. Middle of the week, just went.
Yep.
So
Tim Ross met him in a baggy shirt. Camo pants.
Yeah, he's like a 4 or 5 XL shirt. And I imagine Tim Ross is not a big guy.
No, he's tiny.
Itty bitty guy. And so he's wearing these giant clothes. Yeah. It's just hilarious to imagine it.
Yeah.
I just wrote down all these things. I'm just going to read them out.
Go ahead.
The company you keep calibrates you. Be careful who you keep as company. That's one thing Tim Ross said.
Man, that's a good old one. That's like bad company corrupts good character kind of thing.
So true.
It is. It's an old principle. People like, that's one thing I love. Teens come up to me, they're like, we want you to preach something new. Preach something different. I'm like, listen, I'd start preaching something different if you guys weren't falling for the same traps that were happening a year ago.
Yeah.
Like, if I would preach on something different if something different happened. Nothing different has happened.
Right.
So I'm preaching about the same thing because you still need to hear it.
Well, it's like you get around people that aren't going anywhere, just feel like they're just comfortable where they're at. You're going to become that way. You're going to become stagnant. Yep. You should never want to be stagnant. Get with people that are trying to move forward, get better with their lives.
Yep.
And that's something that I've had to do. There's a lot of people that I called friends a long time ago that I really don't talk to anymore because it's just going to hold me and my family back.
Yep.
And
got to drop some people sometimes.
Yeah, and I started getting into these like motivational speakers, listening to them, talking to them, getting with the church, and it's just all moving forward from here.
Yep.
That's just where I'm going. I'm recalibrating our lives.
Yeah.
By recalibrating the company I keep. And then one where he brought up, God will wait until your flesh dies before giving you what your spirit needs, which is pretty self-explanatory. Yeah. But in case you're not Christian, you want to explain that, Pastor?
One more time.
God will wait until your flesh dies before giving you what your spirit needs.
Your flesh and your spirit are two different things.
Yeah.
So your spirit's not attached to your flesh. Your flesh will thrive on things that feed it. So it thrives on your anxiety. It thrives on your depression. It thrives on things that you need. Not things you want.
Yeah.
Not things you want. But your soul and your spirit, like, it needs things. And wants things. Like, your soul wants to be a good Christian. Your soul wants to have a better faith. Your soul wants, and so what's blocking your soul is your flesh.
Yep.
And so people think that, like, to feed your soul, you got to starve your flesh. Starving your flesh ain't gonna do nothing but build worse things, because your flesh is still gonna be hungry.
Yeah.
Your flesh is still gonna be irate. You got to learn to overcome your flesh. That's tough. But that's my explanation.
Like your example.
Yeah.
Okay. A lot of people that Tim Ross brings up the addiction to pornography a lot.
Mm-hmm.
That's a fleshly addiction.
It is.
His soul knows it's bad.
Yep.
It doesn't want it, but his flesh wants it. And that happens with a lot of people.
Oh, yeah.
It's like you want something.
Happens to pastors.
Mm-hmm. Well, he's a pastor.
Yeah.
Huge one. Huge following. But it happens a lot where it's like you know this is bad,
yep.
but yet you still desire it. You got to fight against that desire. It's like your soul knows what a sin is.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Sometimes
you don't even realize it's a sin. It's like, I got a bad feeling about this. I shouldn't be doing this. If you do it anyway, you're falling to your flesh.
Yep.
If you, I don't know what, rebuke it, reject it, whatever.
You can.
You know, just flesh dying. You're defeating your fleshly desires.
Yeah.
And I've come to realize that it's like inside, you get that feeling from your soul. It's like it knows what's good and what's bad.
Mm-hmm.
You start listening to it.
Yeah.
Instead of trying to listen to just what your brain is, trying to be all logical with something, maybe sometimes listen to what it's telling you. Listen to what your soul
speaks. It wants chicken and gravy. That's what my soul wants right now. Wants a chicken fried steak.
With mashed taters.
With some country gravy. Some mashed potatoes. Oh, you know what? I'm going to go on breakfast route. Some eggs, some hash browns, some bacon, a couple pieces of toast.
Yes.
A tall, that's just that has no bad connotation. That is just toast. But for those at home, we were playing a game, and one of our friends couldn't figure out how to mime toaster, and so she did toast.
And we all laughed for 10 minutes straight.
It technically looks like a toaster, but ma'am, it did not. But I'm back at what I was thinking. I want breakfast now, but yeah.
Well, where can we go to get breakfast for lunch?
Perkins. Tommy's. Trying to save for a house, Jake. Don't tempt me. I'm about to go home and have leftovers.
I'll buy.
No, Jake.
I'm telling you, I'll buy.
No.
I ain't got a problem.
Don't you do this to me.
Come with me.
Come with me. I just
in a world of
a world of eggs and bacon. No, I'm being a good boy. I've realized how much I've been eating out. I was like, yo, no wonder I'm a big boy. Like, I gotta quit that. And so I've been trying to eat more healthier and at home.
Yeah, I noticed that last Sunday.
Yeah.
You guys had your Tupperware containers of healthy food, and here I am. Jimmy John's, baby.
But that Jimmy John's looked banging.
There was only one issue.
Huh?
You put a little too much sauce in a couple
I saw
spots.
that.
The bread
I saw
got
that.
soggy.
I saw that.
Soggy bread. Can't deal it.
But then you made me so hungry for Jimmy John's bread that on Monday I went in and bought a day-old loaf. So good. So good.
I like their bread, but I'd almost prefer the Italian urban cheese from Subway bread.
Yeah, you got me there.
That's like the top-notch bread at Subway.
The bread. That is the bread. When someone's like, go grab a loaf of bread, I'm like, that's the bread.
Oh, yeah, I could eat that. that alone, I could eat that.
Fresh, too. Like, I want it, like, fresh out the oven.
They need to make a candle or something where it smells like that. They're going to be hungry all the time. So maybe
they probably do.
I bet you.
I used to work at a, guess what? Pastor worked at a bar. Before I was a Christian, I was a security guard at a bar, and was connected to them was a Jimmy John's. They made bread at 10, 4, and 8. And so I came in at 4, and I'd leave at like midnight, and I'd have to smell bread like 3 different times a day. Ugh, it smells so good.
I imagine it did.
And so every day I left, I was like, I'm going to go to Jimmy John's.
I just scrolled up on my notes here, and it's another Mike Todd statement.
Uh-oh.
Where he's talking about where people are saying, well, nothing bad happens to me. Well, then he responds to that going, the enemy doesn't bother you because you don't do nothing.
Ooh. Ooh.
That's what I was saying when I was talking about that with the help my own belief stuff.
Yeah.
We're doing the right thing.
Yep.
If he's giving us these issues, just like we keep having these issues with StreamYard and all that, maybe he doesn't want people seeing that we're real people. We're real dudes.
Keep Christian hidden.
Yeah. Keep it hidden from the world, you know, but he's fighting against us. But like I said in a little excerpt on that podcast, I did a little deal like kind of explaining why I had to delete 50 minutes of video.
Yeah.
I said we are spiritual warriors.
Yeah.
And I was a soldier as well, so we will adapt and overcome.
Yeah.
He can't stop us.
You won't.
So yeah, if you feel like, oh no, nothing bad's happening to me, why would I, trust in God, believe in God, or what Satan doesn't exist because nothing bad happened to me? The enemy does not bother you because you're not doing anything. You're not doing anything for him to be worried about. He likes what you're doing. You're not doing anything. Boom. That's exactly what he wants you to do.
Yep.
This is exactly what he wants you to do.
Time to start fighting people. No, I'm kidding.
Round one. Ready.
Kidding. That's really good, though.
Yeah.
I feel like you've been practicing that.
What? The voice?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. 1 minute remaining. They need to bring that voice back.
They do.
The old Halo Reach and all that voice.
And just make it different, like Snoop Dogg could say it. Like, I love...
Yawn.
I have NHL 20, and Snoop Dogg does commentary in it. And it's best thing ever. It's like, yo, dog, pass me the puck.
I love when he was doing the Olympics.
Yes.
Yo, man, that was he crip walking, bro.
Yep.
He crip walking.
Or he came on set and had that giant book, and they didn't give Kevin Hart that at all.
Yeah.
And so, like, Kevin Hart had to improv, and they're like, and he's like, yeah, so we're talking about cricket. And, like, Snoop's like, yeah, we're talking about cricket. They have this centimeter bat, and they're going to play for this long. And, like, Chris is just, like, staring at him. Or not Chris. What's his name?
Kevin Hart.
Kevin is staring at him like, where did you guys gave him a book? And then my favorite meme ever has come from that, where Snoop Dogg's feet are, like, hanging out under the desk, and, like, you can't see Kevin Hart's feet.
Yeah.
My favorite thing ever.
Oh, man.
Sidebar.
It's a good sidebar, though.
It is.
But I've always thought they need to bring that voice back. Even to Call of Duty, I don't care.
I think, honestly, it is iconic, like, having different voice actors do that stuff. Like, have Snoop Dogg get in there. Have, like, all these funny guys. Like, have Kevin Hart in there. Like, I'd be hilarious when I, like, shoot somebody on Call of Duty and all you hear is Kevin Hart screaming. Like, that'd be hilarious. Hilarious, but
I just miss the nostalgia of playing Halo Reach with my friends in high school. Or no, that was after high school. Halo 2 or 3?
I don't know.
One of them.
Never
played one of the Halos with my buddies.
I hated Halo.
And hearing that. What?
I did. I know. I'm a
Even multiplayer?
I'm a bad gamer. Yeah, I hated Halo.
But just the nostalgia, sitting there playing with everybody, doing the LAN hookups, all the multiple games, systems.
We became tech nerds just to play.
And it was, you'd hear First Blood, First Strike, 5 minutes remaining. It just brings back the memories of just not having any worries.
Yeah. Bring 2015 back. Or did you have worries back then?
What?
Was 2015 worry for you?
2015, that was 5 years after high school, man.
Oh, dude, I'm sorry.
Bring me back to the 2000s.
Yikes. I'm talking like, I would only been 4 by then, so I don't want the 2000s yet. See,
I was born in 92. So I still remember the 90s, and I loved the 90s and the 2000s.
I was born in the 96.
Yeah, I think after 95, you can't. You were born in the 90s, but I don't know if you can call yourself the 90s baby because you can't remember it.
No, I call myself a Gen X or Z. What am I? No,
you're a millennial still.
I'm a millennial.
You're a millennial. You're like the young millennial.
Yeah.
I'm a middle-aged millennial. I've got a buddy where I love to remind him that he's an elder millennial because he hates being reminded he's a millennial.
Really? Is it David?
Yeah. Huh?
Is it David?
No, he's only a year older than I am.
Oh, okay.
Well, this is a guy I used to work with in Columbus.
Oh.
That just reminded me.
We have not played Call of Duty together.
No, not for like 3 weeks.
Dude, text David after this. We're going home playing.
I'll shoot him a message with my watch.
Do it.
Right, meow.
We will end this podcast early to go play Call of Duty. You don't understand. I have a finite time before I have to be back at this church.
Yeah, are you coming back tonight or is that tomorrow? What time you got to be back tonight?
Probably about 4 o'clock-ish.
That's only like 3.5 hours. 4.5 hours. Sorry, 4.5 hours. No? Yes?
Yep.
No? Yes?
3. It's 12.
3.5 hours. I can't math today, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, have mercy on my soul.
I'm not just forced to come back, but I have to come back.
Yeah.
So
one thing I wanted to ask Frank, but I'll ask you too because you're a pastor.
Ask me.
How in the world do you approach people that you love to try to bring them in to Christ when they've had so much hurt and they just they think that only church is Christianity?
It's going to be a very vulnerable moment because you're going to have to show them your hurt. Show them what you've had to walk through. They're going to play the old, well, you don't know what I went through yet. And then you're like, okay, well, fine. But just try it.
Yeah.
Just try it. Give them a set date. Be like, just try it this one time. And like, if you hate it, you hate it. Offer them buy food. Be like, hey, come by. I'm going to buy your lunch. Like, but you got to come to church with me.
What if it's a sibling?
Yeah, same. Yeah.
What
like every time my mom comes down.
Well, I'm talking,
but the same
hypothetically,
thing,
not hypothetically at the same time.
Same thing. It starts with a conversation. It starts with when they see you change. If they see you change, is when they start believing.
So we're going back to lead by example,
yes,
like we discussed.
Yes, and whatever you say, you got to live. Like you can't just throw things out in the universe and be like, "Oh yeah, I'm a Christian now."
Because it's so hard to like see on Facebook with certain people that their family, you love them, they're going through these struggles and they're just like they're tough. Crying out, and
it's tough.
I just want to reach through the screen, grab them, and be like, I'm trying to show you. I've told you, I've invited you to church. I've told you to listen to our podcast, listen to this podcast.
But the devil has a grip on some people, man.
It's like, I'm not telling you to go just open the Bible and start reading it freaking Genesis or whatever. No, sometimes you need to build that relationship before you ever even open the Bible.
Yeah. But the manipulation that happens from the devil is what shies a lot of people away. Because they think they're not good enough, they're not good, they're not okay, they need to be clean before they walk into a church. I'm like, listen, shut up. Like, you don't. He just wants you.
Yeah.
All of you, unfiltered you. Because you give a filtered self, you think you're filtered to Jesus. Guess what? You're about to go through a whole nother filtering process. He's going to filter you again. So just come. No matter what. No matter who you are, what you do. Show up.
But then it's also so hard to just reach out and grab somebody.
It is.
And hug them and be like, Jesus loves you, I love you, God loves you.
It is. Well,
because that'll push people away too.
And then also say that like everything's going to be fine. Because it might, you know what? It might not be.
I think that's something I would never say to somebody, that everything's going to be fine. But you will find peace.
You will.
I've found peace in a lot of things that I know were bothering me ever since I was a little kid. It's like, I grew up without a father, and that's something that used to bother me a lot.
Yeah.
And Shawnee would tell me, you need to go get therapy on this. Like, I'm not, because I'm stubborn, for one.
Yeah.
But also, I would admit that, it bothered me, obviously. But I have peace in it now.
Teresa is here.
Huh?
Teresa's walking up right now.
Maybe we get her on the pod.
Well, it's her and Nathan, so I think they're going to do some work. But
well, they both come in.
They can both come in and say hi.
We can share mics.
But
no, it's... I came to terms with things, especially when one day that we're singing, you're a good, good father.
Yeah.
That's who you are. It's who you are. And then it just hit me. I had a dad.
Yeah.
I might not have had my physical dad because he chose drugs over me.
Yeah.
But my father was here.
Yeah.
It's boom. All of a sudden, I'm crying in church during worship. that door was open, and I walked through it. Apparently, my soul's like, "Yo, we're going through this that day."
Worst.
I was sitting there crying. Shawty's making sure I'm okay. It's like, no, I just realized I had a dad.
Yeah.
I wasn't alone, man.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's all right. Take a moment. But that's what happens, man. Like you think you're good on a subject, and then it hits, and you're like, "Whoa, wait a minute!" Like I fooled myself for a while. I was like, you know what? I've really worked through the trauma and all the things that my dad did, and like, I'm good. Like I don't need to be filtered. And it took me going halfway across the world to sit there and like I was by myself on a staircase. Everybody else is asleep. And just bawling my eyes out. Because you want to know what I was watching? The funny part? I was watching The Ranch.
It's a good show.
Yep. And that scene where Rooster died.
Yeah.
All right, if I just ruined a TV series for people. But when they were doing his funeral, man, it hit me. That like, I plain as day, I heard from the Holy Spirit. Like, I was like, man, why did my father leave me? Like, why do I have to work through this pain? Why do I go through this trauma? And the Holy Spirit's like, who am I talking to? Am I talking to Dalton or am I talking to David? And I'm like, whoa. My dad's real name is David.
Yeah.
And I'm like, whoa, time out. Now you're talking to me. He's like, well, good. Because I built you to be you. And I built you to be your father. I'm like, whoop. Dude, I was a mess. And that's simple. Like, that's nothing. Like, there was no theological craziness that went on. But, like, I was a wreck for that whole rest of that week.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, yo, I did not handle this trauma. And so, like, I had some very extensive sessions with my pastor, and we sat down and we talked and, like, had to work through a lot of issue. And I was like, what the heck? But, yeah.
So that right there with me, that was the first time I've ever been vulnerable with anybody else besides my wife.
Mm.
So not only with Dalton, with everybody else that listens to.
Yeah.
I told you I'm getting more vulnerable about things.
Good. Means he's working.
Yeah, I realized at that point all these things I went through and all these other things that happened were because he was there.
Yeah.
He was with me.
Yep. You made it out. You made it through these things because of him.
Well, it's like I take all the stuff, my father wasn't there, all the bad things he did.
Yeah.
I learned from that what not to do.
Yep.
Learn how to be a good father, a good dad, because I saw what the bad was, and maybe that's how it was supposed to be.
The best lesson you ever learn is from failure.
Yeah. Failing sucks, but sometimes it's necessary.
Man, but you know that oven's hot now. You put your hand on it once. That's all you need. But that's good.
I got a story that keeps popping up in my head, but it deals with me. I might cut this part out because I'm just going to ask if you think it's okay to tell this.
Yeah.
I had a shotgun and somebody called me for no reason besides they just felt like they needed to.
You can share it.
All right. So I'll probably leave that in there where we're discussing it then, since you said okay.
I wouldn't get into too graphic a detail, but
so
you can share it.
I suffered through a lot of depression, especially in high school. My friends might not have seen it, but this is an experience where I realized that God intervened himself. He intervened, and he saved my life by using people. So I used to write a lot of poetry.
Yeah.
I don't know if I ever said that before. I used to write a lot of poetry.
I don't know if on the podcast, but to me.
I used to write a lot of it, and it came to a part where it was like very dark, depressing, and at one point I ended a poem saying like it's 3:00, click, boom, basically. And there was one point I was just sitting there up in my room, and apparently Satan almost got me because I had a shotgun under my chin, 12 gauge, loaded, safety off. finger getting ready to go to that trigger, and I started getting a phone call. And I started like loudly in my head here. It's not an audible. It's more like a feeling words. I don't know how to describe it. It's a weird thing, but just kept getting told, answer it. Answer the phone over and over again. And I'm pretty sure the person called me more than once. So I finally answered it, and she told me, I don't know why I needed to call you, but I felt like I needed to call you and talk to you. And I don't know if I ever told her what was going to happen.
Yeah.
But she saved me that day, and I know God worked through her to save me. And he was sitting there yelling at me to answer the dang phone.
Yeah.
And who else would love you that much but a father?
Yeah.
The father.
Yeah. That's what the sermon we shared with the kids. I have heard the prodigal son, God, at least 3,000 times. I've heard it preached so many times, but this time it was different. So he was talking about the prodigal son, being the prodigal son, doing his thing, asked for half the inheritance, leaving. And like everybody normally gets stuck on prodigal son, the son that left. Yeah. And like that's where they rise. Or they go to the brother, the one that stayed. No one ever talks about the father.
Yeah.
How the father never left. The father stayed the same. When he asked, he gave him exactly what he wanted immediately. Father never changed. The brother stayed, but got mad when they had a parade, but could have had the same thing. No matter what, could have the same thing when he wanted it.
Yeah.
But never asked. Just continued to be mulled about it, cried, was upset, but never did something. Like, that's for half of our Christian walk. Like, man, are we the ones that walk away and come back and everybody praises that, oh, God, we're just glad they're back? Because their walk just started. Or are we the ones that come every Sunday and sit there but don't have a relationship with the Father, but he hasn't moved? But we've yet drifted further and further away. But the Father is still being there, ready to run, like ready with open arms and ready to pick up the robes he was wearing, which was a very not good sign back then. Pick up his robes and start running to you.
Yeah.
When you're ready to turn and run with him. And man, like, I was like, okay, yeah, he's going to talk about the prodigal son, whatever. And then he started going in about the father. And I was like, whoa, time out. Like, this might not have nothing what to do with what you share, but like, sometimes there's moments in our lives where, yeah, we're the prodigal son. We leave, we run, we go do what we're told we are not supposed to be, but we need to experience it. And then we're the son that stayed. You just did the motions, fed the cows, cleaned the house, got fed, went back home. Or you the father. Or we're either two. We're never the father, because the father's the father. But he doesn't change. He stays the same. And so it's like, dang. It's wild. A lot to think about that.
And I don't know why I felt like I needed to tell that story. It was just kind of pushing on me. But I know I told Shawnee that. Mm-hmm. I haven't told a whole lot of people that, but now apparently I might have told millions.
You just told thousands of people. Yeah.
But I thank her. I thank God for it. But I don't know who needed to hear it, why you needed to hear it. Just know that
but you heard it.
This is not the end.
Nope.
Don't let Satan win. Reach out to somebody. He will put those thoughts in your head.
Yep.
He will manipulate you.
He's a great manipulator.
You don't have to go always reach out to a clergy or church or anything.
Nope.
Just some random person that was just like kind of that was a friend. Doesn't have to be a best friend, but we were friends.
Yeah.
Reach out to somebody. There was one time I talked to a girl I didn't even know because my cousin called me. Mm-hmm. It was like, dude, this girl is going to commit suicide. I don't know what to say. Here's the phone. And I talked to her for 2 hours and talked her out of it. It could be someone you don't even know.
That's wild.
Just know this is not the end. It gets better.
That was God making you return the favor.
Apparently, because that did happen after.
Yep.
It's like you get that feeling of stop. Like, especially if it's, I say loud. By loud, I mean like strong. It is loud feeling, stop. Listen. But your soul is also going to know what's right. Why? Because God gave us our souls. So I think we need to listen to it more.
Yeah.
That's just insane to me. I was sitting there, phone ringing, and it's just yelling at me, stop. I kind of don't know where to go from here now.
No, you're good. You're good. Sorry, I got to send this Wi-Fi password to somebody. You're good.
Wi-Fi password.
Wi-Fi passwords. Make sure I sent the right one.
Well, in case it is just us next week again.
Yes.
Do we want to start talking about topics?
Yeah, what do you want to do? What do you want to work upon?
We can talk. What do I got here? These are some old ones I have written down.
Oh.
I've got, these would be some decent ones. Can the Bible be an idol?
Mm-hmm.
Speaking things into existence, biblical or not? And do Christians still sin? I think those are some controversial topics that we can kind of discuss if we want to, if we feel like it.
Yeah, I'm down for it. We can do that tomorrow or next
tomorrow.
Not tomorrow.
But if you guys want like certain topics asked, talked about, please send it to us. I would love to get feedback.
We've only had one weird comment, which is nice.
What
it was on a reel. A guy posted as if he was angry.
As if. Sorry,
all right, old guy.
It's like a '90s movie.
Yeah.
Well, there's angry people out there, but you know what's something that Tim Ross said he does now with comments like that?
What's that?
Likes them.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's very passive aggressive, but it's awesome.
It is. I don't know if I can do that. I don't like being passive aggressive, but it is kind of funny.
Yeah, it's like, oh, thanks. But I hate you. Oh, I love you.
That's Jesus right there, man.
But
you sent me a reel that I never opened.
I did?
Oh, I've seen this one. Yeah.
Which one is that?
It's the scream.
Oh, the metal deal. The preacher, he's going on and he just says, ah!
Yep, that guy.
Drummer,
that
awesome.
guy.
It's awesome. I actually listened to that multiple times and I show people at work. But yeah, so guys, if you got topics, questions, please shoot them towards us. We are on Facebook, YouTube, TikTok. I have a Twitter for us, but I haven't done anything with it. I really haven't.
Slide in our DMs.
Yeah, Instagram.
Appropriately.
Yeah, appropriately, please. I know I'm good looking. Hey, you know it.
Got me.
All right, get rid of that pride or whatever that is.
But, yeah. Hit us up. Is this how we're ending?
I think we're ending now.
Dope.
But we have, check out our email too. Send us email on there.
Send us an email.
Talksandcrocs@gmail. It's on the screen, Talks and Crocs.
You won't
just
miss
add
it.
at Gmail. Fairly simple. We haven't got any emails yet.
We will.
Email us.
Text
Even
us.
if you see us in person, but you don't want to bring something up, email it to us. I don't care. We'll
or
discuss
if you know
it.
us, just text us.
Yeah. Text. Yeah, we have a lot of people that we actually know that
want to be on. We should definitely start going through that list.
We need to get some tech stuff figured out too.
Yeah.
But
text 65888. No, I'm kidding.
In order now.
Only $19.99 for 18 years.
With 8 easy payments. $4.99.
So we are going to end this podcast.
We love you.
We love you guys.
Why don't you start the prayer this time? We forgot to pray at the beginning of this.
We did.
I feel bad about it.
It's okay. We'll pray for that end.
You start it.
So Father God, I just pray that this week goes better. That this weekend is blessed. It's about to be blessed, but God, I just ask for double. I ask that you have your hand in this weekend, and whatever happens, happens. In your name.
God, I thank you for all the lessons this week. Multiple lessons in patience, multiple lessons in keeping a cool head and maintaining ourselves. I pray that someone gained something from this podcast. Whatever they needed to hear, I pray they heard it. I pray they take it to heart. I pray that if they need to reach out, they reach out.
Yeah.
You are there. You are always with us. I thank you for everything, God. Without you, we are nothing. With you, we can do anything. We are everything. I love you. Thank you, Abba. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Amen.
All right, we love you guys. We will see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.